Cal, what's your actual starting lineup?
Don't know yet. We still got a couple days, and it really doesn't matter. I'm trying different combinations now in practice, and I'll tell you, who really helped is Ben Jordan, because now Keon can get work at 3, and EJ gets to go against Nate, which helps them, and Ben gets to beat up on Nick. So Keon can be some 4-2 and stretch the court. I had he and Khalil on the court together the other day, and they look good with Nick. That lineup looked good. You know, having Tyrese and Ashton together has looked good, but Emmanuel has played well. So it's all, you know, we're just trying different things, and really half of the practice is helping them develop habits, which takes away from the team stuff that my staff's all over me. You know, we still got to do this as a team. And then I said, look, until they get these habits down, you know, it doesn't matter.
Has your whole sort of marching order for Ben been to be physical, try to kind of push Nick around, beat up on him?
Not really.
No?
You know, I just, you know, he's trying to figure out how to play. It was funny. He said to me yesterday, I had him come up in the office after practice. I said, how much did Ben help us today? The guys were crazy. He says, probably breaking their confidence, but I'm okay doing it. He says, I went home and you had people crying and doing T-shirts for me. And I'm like, what? Coach, I was a really good pitcher. Like, I'm an All-American in baseball with Nate. No one said anything. And I go back with this, and he says, I'm just one of the guys on the team, and they're doing jerseys for me. So he laughed. But, you know, my hope is he benefits by this experience. And Nick and I talked, Mangione, we talked yesterday. I gave him one of the books that, you know, I'm giving the guys to read, and the Stillness book. And I told him, I think it'd be great for you, being a pitcher, being on that mound by yourself, you know, and so I'm hoping this helps him. I mean, obviously he's helping us.
Cal, Michigan State played Gonzaga in one of those closed-door scrimmages. I know you lose a bunch of ticket sales, but have you ever thought about doing one of those against another Division I team?
One of the things, there's two things that I'm trying to push in college basketball. One of them is playing in August and making it like spring football, spending 10 days, 2 weeks, that each of us get 5 or 6 days during that period of time to practice and maybe play games, and play games against each other, like we're doing these close scrimmages, but sell them, be on TV, do them on weekends so you're not missing class. Whoever travels, their expenses are paid for by the other team. Now you have content for August for the SEC network, and now all the other Power Fives have networks. And I think on a lot of fronts it would be good. The issue for us of doing that scrimmage is solely money. I mean, and I'm not, you know, I'd like to scrimmage versus having 2 exhibitions, but I also, you know, have, you know, the feel that what the athletic department needs, and if they ever said, hey, we're good because we have an extra home game, if you want to do it, we would do it.
There's records amount of money from the SEC. I don't understand why money is tight, if that's what it is.
Well, it becomes money that is budgeted. These many home games, this many exhibition, and it's budgeted. And in that setting, let's just say, I'll say, throw a number, it's $1 million. Well, it's coming from something. So is it coming from swimming? Is it coming from the volleyball team? Where's it coming from? Baseball? It's coming from something. And so, but it's, you know, I get it. And if we weren't hurting anything to go play an exhibition game, most teams don't make what we do on a home game. They may have a building that maybe they make very little on a home game, where that's not the case with us.
John, in Media Day, you talked about toughness on your team being one of your major worries. during the summer, we saw all those body transformation photos of Ashton and Nate. What is toughness in your mind? What do we need to be looking for when the team goes
Well,
out there?
toughness is not just pushing and shoving, and it's not what your body looks like. Toughness is a mental toughness of you can be pushed and you don't cave in. That toughness. A toughness of playing somebody before they catch the ball because you're alert and you're in it even though you're tired. How about playing before you catch the ball, knowing where your teammates are, being alert mentally? As much as mental toughness as it is physical, but physical is part of it. If you are standing up and not in the stance, you can't be physically tough. You get pushed around. So all the things that, like last year with Reed and PJ, there was a toughness and a mental toughness that they had. We're expecting EJ and Nick and Nate to do the same things, and Keon. The best thing that's happened to Keon is he's working out with the big guys almost exclusively, especially pre-practice, and getting like knocked around and having to figure out, how do I hold my own? And it doesn't mean he pushes back, it means you leverage. You gotta be low, you gotta play before the catch. So all those toughness, are you tough enough to get free when the man is ready to throw you the ball? Are you tough enough under pressure to deliver the ball to a wing? Are you tough enough? Are you tough enough going to the basket when you get touched? Does the ball come loose? Or do you hold the ball as you get pinned a little bit or grabbed and still make a layup? Are you tough enough when there is contact to still make a basket when they're not going to call foul because they're going to say verticality? Or are you not tough enough? I can go on, but my question was with this team, are we going to have it? Because on the ball, shot blocking, length, they're going to miss shots. Are we tough enough to go get balls? Are we tough enough to mix it up? Are we tough enough to catch it in the post with two hands and hold our position? Are you not tough enough? In the post, you can face, or when your man starts to run around you, you can move to keep him behind you, or you can go like this and say, throw it right here. That's toughness, holding positions, catching balls with two hands. The shot goes up. You know what the tough thing to do is? Go find somebody and do a body-to-body, hit somebody. You know what the not so tough thing to do? The shot goes up and I run under the rim. Well, why would you do that? Well, you tell me what's easier, going and hitting this guy, fighting and going and getting the ball, or just running under the basket, and maybe getting the one that goes through the net. I mean, it's all stuff that we're doing. An NBA exec came in yesterday and said, 2 days ago, and said, your practices have been more aggressive and physically tougher than other practices I've seen. And I said, we got no choice. I'm trying to figure this out, but what's the ball you're juggling?
Don't get them hurt.
Now, your 9 scholarship players, go ahead, 2 get hurt. You can't even have a warm-up line. So we're juggling balls, but we're trying to say, let's keep this to the forefront.
Cal, 2 years ago, you kind of, when you needed more guys to do a little extra, you held up Shea as the example all year. Be like Shea. Who's the toughest guy on your team that you'll hold up as an example to these guys and say, this is what toughness looks like?
We don't know. It'll develop. My question, and I forgot I had the same question last year, where do you get a basket? Like last year, where do you get a basket? Now, all of you knew in November that Tyler Hero was going to be this good. None of us knew. I didn't either. We didn't know Keldon would be that aggressive. We didn't know PJ until January was going to do what he did. We knew Reed was physically strong, but we had to make him quicker to the ball and quicker to rebound and less gathering and more quickness. We did not know. To be honest, right now, I don't know with this team. If we really needed a basket right now, where do we go? I don't know. But that will...
It's not Tyrese?
No, it's not right now. But the great thing for all of us and how we do this, they will tell us who it is. They will tell us. Tyrese is doing fine. Now I'm on him hard, and you know, it's a different game when possessions matter more than ever in your entire life. And the reasons possessions don't matter as much as a high school player is because you're going to have 30 of them one way or another, whether you're bad, good, indifferent. I'm the best player, I'm getting 30 looks, I'm getting 25 shots. Well, now every possession matters a little bit more. A pass to the wing with pressure on you matters more. The open jump shot, you're not getting 25, you're going to get 8, 9, 10. They matter more. And so all that kind of stuff is one of those habits that we got to teach these young kids. And it's not just him. Khalil's exactly the same way. So is Johnny. You know, so is Keon. They're all in the same boat.
Cal, you talk about weight of the world a lot. Is there a balance with a player like Tyrese, who is so free and loose in keeping some of that, so he doesn't begin to feel like, when you say every basket matters, not feeling the pressure of that, but realizing
Well,
the
you want him
importance
to
of
feel
it?
pressure, especially now, to see how he responds. And so some of it will be me creating pressure to see how he responds, and then kind of being sarcastic at times when he does not respond, to make him respond to that. But I'm doing it with Khalil, I'm doing the same thing, and I'm trying to bring pressure to the practice and them personally and how they're playing. But I think they're responding great. I mean, Emmanuel laughs now, but he went through it last year. It was really hard for him. Now you're seeing a different guy out there, and how he plays and how he responds to things.
One or two more guys. Have you been able to gauge much yet on the new three-point line, if that's going to change the way you typically?
We're stepping on it a lot more. You know, I see that, and I'm just leaving it go right now. I'm not emphasizing it. So, but my guess, since they moved it back, how much? A foot?
Yeah, about
14 inches?
15 inches?
15 inches. My guess is it'll come down a percentage or two. I don't think it's going to come down 10. But let me say this. If it goes up, then the balls got smaller. Something happened. I mean, so my guess would be it's going to go down a little bit.
As a guy who doesn't like to live and die by the three,
You asked me 17 questions. Somebody else talked.
Is it opening other things up like you predicted before the rule in the offensive game?
I don't think so. I mean, you know, we put, for the fantasy camp, we put down the 4-point line. It never came into play until the semifinal. And the guy made down 4 with 15 seconds, made a 4-pointer. The coach didn't even know. He's like, why would you take that? And the guy says, because it was a 4-pointer. He says, what 4-pointer? He didn't even know he made it. What did the other team do? Now it's 15 seconds to go. They think they're down 1 because it was a 3, it was a 4, they foul. And the kid misses the free throw and they come down and get fouled and win the game. The team that was down 4. I think we should go with a 4-point play. I like the 4-point play. It was exciting. I was sitting there and I'm just screaming and yelling. And it was a 30-footer at the end that I thought was in, coming the other way, that was going to end the game. But
All right, got that end of practice.